Okay.
Okay, it is February 6th, and calling the Selectmen meeting to order. The first order of business is salute the flag.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Review the minutes. First is the public meeting from January 30th.
Those look good to me. I move that we accept the minutes as written.
Second?
Any more discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Next is the non-public from the 30th.
Couple of spelling corrections.
Okay.
On the second page, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, fifth sentence down. The word vested should be invested.
Mm-hmm.
Invested. Okay.
And if you go down to, let's see.
Easy to cut it from the bottom.
Yeah, it would be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th sentence up from the bottom. Shoulders not, it said it should be shoulders now. Not should be now.
Okay.
That's it. Other than that, I'll move to accept it as corrected.
I'll second. On the next line down from there, I have no idea what that means. And OCD about it? What does that mean?
What OCD means?
I mean, I know what OCD means, but I don't understand it in that context. But that's my comment. It's on record now.
Yeah,
I was gonna say I could explain it, but we'd have to go non-public.
yeah, I get it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
One more set. The page
Oh,
that
the budget
Jane did
meeting, right.
at the budget meeting for your
So we
vote.
had a working session at the last budget meeting on 131.
I'd make a motion to accept as written.
Second.
Any discussion? None? Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, now we have a public hearing. So I'm opening this up as a public hearing. And the notice read, notice is hereby given that on Monday, February 6th, 2023 at 4:30 PM, the Tuftonboro Board of Selectmen will hold a public hearing in accordance with provisions of New Hampshire RSA 31:95/B at the Tuftonboro Town Office, 240 Middle Road, Tuftonboro. The purpose of the hearing will be to accept a special one-time bridge payment in the amount of $52,758.19. Any interested person may submit written comments on this matter by mail. Attendance and testimony at the public hearing is also allowed. So the public hearing is open. Do we have any written testimony? Ms. Candy?
Mm-mm.
No. Any public testimony? Any board testimony?
Mr. Chairman,
Sure.
am I to gather this is just a donation to work on our bridges, or?
Yeah, it's an additional payment from the state for,
Right.
out of their bridge fund.
Right.
Unanticipated funds.
Unanticipated revenue.
Spending money, best kind.
So what are we gonna do with this if we accept it?
Well, we have to decide, I think we've talked
You
about,
already discussed it and
we
voted.
talked about putting it down there on, Tupper Neck. But we can't spend it till we get it,
Right.
so I think we can continue the discussions. I don't know if the Union Wharf is a bridge to the islands, it seems that way metaphorically, if nothing else. All right, hearing no more discussion, I'm gonna move that we accept this additional bridge aid from the state of New Hampshire.
I'll second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Now $52,000, Richard. That's an action.
I believe we already have it. But I'll check.
Is it an action item?
What? No, it was in your red folder.
Oh, the red folder, okay. All right. Next item is our police department. I'm gonna turn your goddamn internet off until you learn how to use it. You understand me? There has been no discussion about eliminating benefits for officers. The only discussion we have ever had is to talk about the holiday pay for salaried employees. So for you to put that post on the internet only dissuades possible candidates from coming in. And if that's your approach to hiring people, perhaps we should set up a committee to hire a new officer. Am I making myself real clear?
Sure.
Thank you. How'd you do this month?
Accidents are down, that's a good thing. Yep.
So it's approximately the same as last year. We
Yep.
had an unattended death.
Yep.
And that was a death by natural causes.
Yes.
Any other issues in the police department that we should be aware of?
The cruiser for warranty work should be done tomorrow. Contacted DOT through Senator Bradley, they got back to me. The driveway at 197 Middle Road, they said the permit application came to the Selectmen. They did go and review it, they found the driveway was not built in accordance with the permit. So we'll be notifying the owner and work with the owner to address the concerns about not being in compliance.
Very good, thank you.
And anything about the lights?
And the District 3 engineer said they'll be reviewing previous correspondence and get back in a week or so about 171.
Okay. So there's hope somewhere out there in the land of DOT. Anything else for the chief? No?
I don't want to take up any more of his time.
All right, thanks for coming in, Chief. Next on the docket is Parks and Rec.
Thank you.
Really?
I'm ready for you.
And new glasses?
Yeah.
Could I have one of those, madam?
I'm sorry. Is it offensive to you? I hope so.
No, it's
I hope so.
bold.
Do you hear me with the police chief?
No, I
I
didn't.
can get away with you too.
It's bold, it's very,
Okay.
you're out there, that's good.
What do you have for us tonight there? Fucko.
Well, listen, I apologize, I missed the last meeting. It was a snowstorm. The day that I got from Cammy, of course, it was canceled. The beautiful town of Wolfboro didn't plow my street till 9:30, but I did get the message. So I tried to get out and I got stuck in my driveway, so didn't make it. So I'm here today. Anyway, next meeting of the Parks and Rec Commission is tomorrow, 5 o'clock. What do you think?
I'll be there.
All right, good. Our kids returned last weekend from Tampa Bay. We did not have a national champ this year.
Ah,
We had a runner-up That's Brendan McPhee, he was second, and there's Nolan, he was third in his group. And then we had one other kid, Sam Saxby, that finished 10th. But all our families had a great time, they had good weather. So I'm a little confused, because budget-wise, did we talk about sending them money? I was up in the air, last year we sent 2 of them for $500 each.
Mhm.
I'm throwing it at you guys, I'm looking for answers here.
I don't remember what I had for lunch yesterday,
You don't?
so.
I thought I remembered last year we took it out of your
It's all
revolving fund.
Right.
Right.
Yep.
So that's a,
Request?
yeah, it's your board of directors sets that up. We don't have to approve it, actually.
You don't.
We don't, no.
So tomorrow night I can have them.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Boy, it's going great.
I think the last time we discussed it, we said, if you guys vote to take it out of that fund, that's your decision.
That's how I recall it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good.
and it would be the revolving.
Yep.
Okay. Fun passing kick is scheduled in September this coming year. Again, you know, we didn't get the Meredith Village grant. We're still waiting on the co-op grant. We're doing a grant now for AARP, the Community Challenge. That's due on the 15th.
And these are grants for what purpose then?
Well, the bike trail is what we're banging at. We're still trying to do bits and pieces of that, but, you know, things have to happen for us to get that thing done this spring, which we thought. So we're working on stuff. Any results from the letter we sent to Wolfboro?
Crickets. Yeah, I looked through all the most recent Town of Wolfboro Selectmen's meetings minutes. Nothing. It wasn't
Nothing.
even
Brought up?
wasn't even brought up for
So
discussion.
you asked Wolfboro for a donation? Is that what that was?
No.
No. He's talking about the letter.
I'm talking about, yeah, the fund we send them, and I think the beaches and everything else.
Yeah, the letter that we sent them about the
Yeah.
16,000.
Yeah.
It was sent to the board and
Yeah.
their Parks and Rec.
Haven't heard a thing. I looked on the letter asks them to put it on the town warrant,
Yeah.
to give Tufton Borough permission to use the parking area at the beaches. And the town warrant from Wolfboro is up and it's not on it. So,
So that's 2 opportunities they've missed for our approbation. Cause I asked at the public hearing on the Pop Wheeling if we couldn't get parking down there as well. And they did the same thing, and didn't answer the question.
Well, can you do? Again, this townhouse thing, we've had a few birthday parties up there, and we're starting to use it, but I just don't think it's real big a deal to get a fridge and a stove up there. That would make it more available for these type of functions. And they had it's a beautiful place to have a shower, a birthday party, that type of thing. And, you know, down at the beach, you know, we got a freezer, we got a fridge, donated, you know, I mean, it might need a little construction if we do have a stove there, but I just think it's needed for us to go further with that townhouse and get some more action there. I mean, we even talked, you know, about having like a Saturday night, once a month, twice a month, you know, singer come in, and you know, you pay $5-10 and the singer's up on the stage, and it'd be a 7 to 9 deal, but it's just a beautiful atmosphere up there, and I think we should use it more. But I really want to get a stove and a fridge.
I wouldn't be opposed to a fridge. I
What
might be
about the
opposed to a
kitchen
stove.
at
I thought we had a fridge.
There's a
Why is
little
this-
fridge there.
Why is the tone, the exasperation of having asked? This is the first I've heard of it.
Oh, come on.
When have you ever asked?
Never heard of it before.
Huh?
You've never brought it to this table?
Yeah,
Yes,
see,
he
like,
has.
Say,
When?
Look
A
at, I
stove
got
and a
witnesses
fridge?
here.
When?
I have a number of times I talked about the townhouse.
I
Mhm.
know you talked about the townhouse,
Right.
but the stove fridge thing never.
Maybe I just used it as renovations.
Yeah.
Maybe that was what I used.
What about the fire department? They have a meeting room, they have a kitchen?
I mean, if you could have saw the kids' party, I mean, they had musical chairs, they had a little DJ, and it was a nice thing, you know, it was a nice thing that would be available to our residents to use, you know. So-
Now, that, if I may.
Go ahead.
I did speak with you about the Willing Workers Hall in Melbourne.
Yes, you did.
Have you investigated the possibilities there yet?
I am not.
They have a full facility kitchen.
Yeah.
And it's,
And that's
and
owned by
it's,
the church?
yes, and it's a square room, not cut up like the townhouse is.
Sure.
All right. I would like you to do that.
I will.
It's more by
And then-
Melbourne Marine. It's on
Right,
this side.
yeah, it's right across from the marina there, but you can find it very easily. I think before we get too far into doing anything at the townhouse, I'd like you to investigate that further if you would, please. Again, I've rented it before for children's birthday parties. The Boy Scouts in my era put on a roast beef dinner in there for the hunters that were out of state and everything. It worked out very well.
Yeah.
And the donation is up to you what you want to donate.
Yeah.
So
The contact would be the pastor.
I would talk with the pastor. There's a lady named House, but I don't know her contact information. But please do that before
I
we
will,
get
yeah.
too far into the
Okay.
townhouse, if you would. I think it's a better facility all the way around.
Okay. We did spend the $280 and sent the survey out to the Tuftonville Times. I got one more here for you. We did get 54 back, which I think they're, oh no, I only got 3, you're gonna have to share. 54 back out, I think their circulation's 1,300, something like that.
Well,
But this was all talk about
3 towns.
facility. As you see the ages, I mean, we're an old town. You look at the ages of the people that responded, and mainly they're the 70s and 60s. I gotta be careful because I'm 70, so.
I'm chasing you.
Yeah. What's happened, we got bad news yesterday from the regional YMCA. They nixed any project to deal with Northwoods about a new facility, and I know Joyce was all heaved up on that, and things are in the motion, but right now, go back to square one, so. You just look around, I mean, Ossipee, Wakefield, Moultonboro's got a big deal, trying to get the hub thing built. Everyone wants to build these type of facilities, and I think the only way it's gonna get done is they all come together and get a regional thing. Everyone's too small to have their own.
They've talked to Wolfboro, the pickleball people have talked to Wolfboro.
Yeah, they're in
Yeah,
Wolfboro
I know,
now.
I know what's happening with that thing. They're bailing out there and giving them stadium seating and lighting, and the fact is, they wanted an indoor facility for the winter. Well, they can't use the skating rink in the winter because of skating. They said they can use it in the non-winter, but if that donation of $2 million goes to Pop Whalen, all they're gonna get is an outdoor court, and they're gonna charge them to use it inside. Just like our kids here going to Pop Whalen. Whether we give them $250,000 or not, our kids are still gonna skate, regardless. But I think the future of
They're
all
still
of us.
gonna pay.
Huh?
They're still gonna pay.
Of course they are, yeah. So, I mean, you see the news, again, Wakefield, Ossipee, Moultonboro, I think Moultonboro's been trying since 2006. 3 out of the 5 selectmen over there are against it, it's called the Hub. But there's another whole group that's keep trying and trying to get that thing built, whether it's a swim and gym or whatever, so. I think long-term is, I mean, the town's gotta all come together and build a regional thing. The YMCA was nice because it had all the infrastructure in place, with the plumbing and electric from that beautiful conference room they built, that big kind of a meeting area, but that's where that is. We did get bad news from the regional Boston office, Northwoods. There's a new director there, and they said that the time is not right, so.
We
Anyway.
always get bad news from them. Did we get any pilot money from them this year?
From who? American?
Northwoods, not American,
Northwood.
Northwoods.
Wood? I don't know.
Boston YMCA,
Oh,
No,
no.
no.
That's all right.
okay.
We're good.
I
They
know
got a new
people-
sign upstairs,
Oh,
guy saw it,
All
but
right.
it can be used for a lot of town events. I know we got a new electronic sign with the fire department, we should be using more, but that can be used to promote whatever, Parks and Rec programs, town meetings, whatever. So it's upstairs, and we just got that in. Ballroom dancing starts this Thursday at the Central School. Cammy, you're involved in that, and I think it's a full class.
I think so too.
I think there's 26 people involved, so we had to move it from the townhouse there because
So where did it move?
School gym.
to the school gym on that one, yeah. We got a paint class scheduled up there on the 22nd of February. Easter egg hunt, we just got them in this week. 2,000 eggs. Last year, we had 1,500, almost not enough. We had over 100 kids. This year, we're combining with Camp Sentinel, we're gonna do it up there. So we got the 2,000 eggs with golden eggs and some raffle prizes, and we'll run some crazy games and stuff like that. So, I think you were there last year, right? Yeah, that was at Central Park, yeah. CPR AED class is May 9th, working with the fire department on that. Here's a copy of our annual report for the CPR, we're only taking 10 people, there's 2 instructors. The letters for the sponsorship for the concert went out last week. The contracts for the 8 bands went out. We got 5 of them back, so the band should be all set for the summer concerts. What else we got? I do have some bad news.
More?
Yeah, more bad news. Hannah, our girl, did swim lessons, will not be returning. She's staying in Boston. I don't know what the big attraction is, but all these kids end up staying there, right? So we don't have her. I gotta put an ad in the paper, see what we can do. Paws in the Park, we met this year. We're gonna honor the Lakes Region Humane Society. We met with Megan. I guess she's a Tuftonboro girl. She grew up here, went to Central, the Central School in Kingswood. Actually worked at Northwoods with the camps quite a bit, and now she's the head of the Humane Society. We booked the disc dogs. Did you ever see them? They're gonna put on 2 demonstrations, where they throw the frisbees and the dogs jump up. So we got them this year. We're on hold. We're waiting to hear on the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile too. So
There are job openings on that this
there
year.
are.
Really?
You see that? They're looking for someone to travel the country.
Drivers.
Yeah.
Wow.
That'd be a nice job for the kid, I guess. Let's see. Winter Carnival with the school on the 24th, at 1 to 3. We're gonna help out with that. And outside of that, the only other thing is, they asked me to be part of the State Special Olympics basketball tournament committee, so that's gonna happen April 1st. That's all I have, boys.
And are you involved with the beer fest down there at the
No,
beach?
not at all.
Okay.
It wasn't at the beach.
Yeah, they moved it.
They moved it to
They
Wolfboro.
moved it to the
Too cold.
bistro. To the bistro.
The old
They,
bistro.
They had called me last year and asked if they could donate to the bike trail. And I know last year they had issues with the weather on Saturday, they moved it to Sunday, and it's all
I
hell
think
broke
they
loose.
think the weather's different in Wolfboro.
Well, no, they used the barn, they
Yeah,
had
it's
30
inside, it was
degrees.
inside.
Yeah.
So they're not on the ice
No.
anymore.
Yeah.
I got it.
I guess they're pretty much close to selling out. I mean, but anyway, the donation she promised last year never came through. So, whatever. And then I guess they were into the whole bike thing. They wanted to be part of the training thing and where the kids, but nothing. So, what can you do?
Well, while we're here, Dennis and I had a conversation about the citizens group that would like to place a monument to Jerry Conroy, and it's a stone with a cut seat in it. We agreed that we were on board with the program. We need to scope out the location of where they want to put it in the spring. And so I did have a conversation with Dennis about that. I could have done that in Selectmen's updates, but I have Dennis right here, so why
Well,
not?
I'm definitely in favor. I mean, as I told Guy, I says, I play a lot of golf courses. I can't tell you how many golf courses have benches that named after,
And did
deceased.
they describe where they wanted to put it?
No, we're gonna meet them in April.
We're gonna get together when there's no snow on the ground.
Yeah,
And be all right. So it's moving forward without saying exactly yes, but
okay.
But, I mean,
Cool.
just another
That's good.
bench down there is helpful. I mean, it's just another place someone can sit. I think it's a good idea.
there you go.
So you'll be there tomorrow, Bob?
Mhm.
Like 5 o'clock?
You good?
Keep up the good work.
5 o'clock.
Push it. Budget here.
Oh, yeah, we have the budget hearing too.
A lot of
I have to
that.
leave
Oh, is
early.
there a budget after you've been up
Yeah.
there something?
Like a cemetery trustees at 5,
Yeah.
What is that?
right over there.
Wow.
Okay.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
See you tomorrow.
Enjoy the warm weather.
Yeah,
Ooh.
it's snow again Thursday. Moderator Brinzer,
Yes, sir.
are we, you
5
can't be next.
Okay.
So you should have put your name on the list earlier. Not you. What's up?
So I thought we would entertain a question and answer session here. I'll ask the question.
Okay,
Generally speaking, I just wanted to come and see you guys. You had mentioned to me before that you wanted to explore some different approach to town meeting. So at least with respect to what you guys,
yeah, we have three non-monetary warrant articles that we're gonna bring forward, so we've got them listed last.
do you have the warrants done now?
Pretty close, we'll have it done by tomorrow night, or tomorrow afternoon.
Oh, okay. That was one of my
The
questions.
budget hearing is tomorrow night,
Right. I see the head honcho is here.
yeah,
Sitting here watching the world go by.
the major domo.
Okay, with respect to the town election, just a reminder that we need at least one of you guys to stay to sign off the ballot stickers at the end of the night.
If it's acceptable to the other 2 selectmen, I'd be more than happy to do that as I did the last time.
Well, it's gotta be one of you two, cause I'm.
Yeah, can't be.
I can't.
Bob has to go to work in the morning. I'm more than willing to do it if you guys will authorize me to do it right now.
It's fine with me.
Yeah, that's great.
Question solved.
Sounds good.
Easy.
Okay, we've made a request to the, for the central school for town meeting and also an alternate on the 18th of March if there's snow. I'm waiting, Kyle Williams is gonna provide the sound system again. I don't know if school is going to offer dinner in advance of the meeting like they did several years ago.
Mhm.
It's a nice opportunity for them to raise some money if they're willing to do it. Let's see. We're exploring the offering childcare for town meeting, but I did want to see if you guys had any thoughts on how we could otherwise increase attendance at the town meeting, since sometimes it's rather abysmal.
I don't know, I thought the attendance would go up when we had it in May, in the COVID year, we had it outside in May.
But
And
it was a beautiful day and a Saturday morning,
and still nobody shows up, so it isn't like it's midweek and at night in the winter. I don't know, I guess we'll put our heads together on it, unless you guys have got some instant ideas.
In my memory, the only time we had, still it wasn't a huge turnout registered voter-wise, but we had a controversy, a real bad controversy. And then we had 600 people show up to build a new fire station when it was a reconsideration. If we don't have anything super controversial, I have a real hard time getting anybody out. It just doesn't seem to go.
Yeah.
I don't know why. That's when the tax money's being spent. You'd think they'd want to come and have a say in it. Apparently they trust the voters and us.
It's the almost complete elimination of civics education in our schools, starting in the 80s. So now the parents of the kids in school don't have any idea how government runs either.
I wouldn't have made that statement, but that's
Yeah.
all right. You did.
firmly concur.
Yes.
All right, so that's kind of hanging out there. I did think that maybe having childcare available would help some of the younger parents, but first I have to make that happen, which is in process to see if we can.
Yeah,
Well, then you
Then
gotta,
we'll have to see if
then you gotta advertise it.
Problem
again.
is bringing kids out at that time, that's where you're gonna have
Yeah.
a problem, then I
How
don't wanna
long's it
bring them
gonna-
out again.
how long's it gonna last, right? Maybe we should institute proxy voting. Do it on Zoom. We could sit home with your
Me too.
laptop.
We could do mail-in ballots.
Yeah, there you go.
For town meeting, I'm not aware, but I thought I would ask if there's anything that you envision will require us to have secret ballots.
Yeah, I think that you should be prepared for it. If, I mean, I'm thinking of the petition warrant article more than anything else. There's no other big articles that we're bringing up that I think are that controversial.
I think you should always be prepared.
Well, I figured we would, but I didn't know.
If
If you jumped up and down, said, oh, yeah, we've got 5 things going, that's different.
If I recall correctly, there was a meeting where 5 registered voters petitioned the moderator at the meeting
Mhm.
and were able to get a secret ballot vote going. That could happen,
Right.
as easily as not. It wouldn't hurt to be prepared. Other than that, though, the money-wise, we're not asking for anything out of the ordinary or so big that I don't think it would actually require the vote
Yeah,
unless somebody asked for it.
Okay.
But it can happen.
Well, yeah, I intended to be prepared for 1 or
Mhm.
2, but just wanted to ask if there was something I wasn't aware of.
yeah, no, we've pared it down pretty hard,
Okay.
so there isn't anything really major.
You said the warrant articles will be ready tomorrow?
I hope so.
Is-
Well,
Did
you
they-
wanna wait until after the budget committee votes, cause then they're done.
Let me just ask you this, I've been on the budget committee,
Uh-huh.
did they ever change from before the meeting to after the meeting?
Yeah,
When?
well, we're gonna do that tomorrow. So we got a 3-3 vote on,
It's okay,
No, I
Wednesday's
think
fine.
last year there was a couple $1,000s that was,
yeah.
if I remember right, there was a
Yeah,
$5,000 or
that's-
$7,000 amount that changed at the, if I recall correctly, and I don't remember what it was for.
That was in the budget, that wasn't on the warrant.
Yeah, it's not the warrant that changes.
Warrant, it was in the
No,
budget.
it's
It's
just
right,
the
it's
budget.
the
Probably
budget,
the library
yeah.
budget, 'cause we
the
have more money
operating
now.
budget, which you don't care about, cause you're just dealing with a warrant. But I think Wednesday would be the best, cause then
Okay.
they're voted and it's done.
Got Wednesday down,
Yeah.
okay. Who is the current town council?
Well, we've got,
Because I wanna
Mitchell
invite them
Group.
for,
we've got Morgan,
Down
but we
here.
haven't,
More,
we've used, what's the lady's name from Wolfboro?
Barbara Loman,
Mitchell Group.
yeah,
but Mitchell Group is our attorney.
Right, Mitchell Group out of Laconia is our attorney, but the last few years, we've used that other lady from Wolfboro.
yes.
Barbara, but that was
Barbara.
only because
of Sager.
Sager lived
But
in
Rick
Tuftonboro.
had a conflict, right?
Right.
So we'll get a hold of, Mitchell
Mitchell.
Group and see who they wanna send over. So that we have
Okay.
an attorney, but we'll have an attorney there.
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah,
know that.
I was not questioning that, it was a matter of who,
And we'll make sure they get in touch with you, cause you're the
okay, that works.
driver.
For town meeting, has there been arrangements made to record that?
No, that was another action item that I've got here is about videotaping the town
Yes.
meeting at the school.
I'm not inclined to offer anything. I don't believe it's necessary. If somebody wants to volunteer to record, that'd be wonderful. But I don't think there's any reason we need to make special arrangements and pay a fee to have it recorded.
I'm in agreement with Selectman Murray.
Alright, so there's,
Okay,
at the
that's,
very least, there's a 2-to-1 vote. There could be a
Alright,
3-to-0
there won't be a recording.
Well,
Yeah.
don't count on it. There may be, but
Is
don't count on
there?
it. I see no, it's no benefit.
Okay, if someone were to come forward and say, I wanna record the meeting and put it out on the internet, who's gonna make that call? Are we making it or is Steve?
It's a public meeting.
Yeah.
Anyone has the right to
Anybody can
record it.
record it.
Yeah.
Well, okay, that's, the moderator is saying that. So I guess that's your position.
I didn't know if you had made arrangements for it to be
No.
recorded.
No, we haven't.
Okay,
It was just, as I said, in our action file, things to talk about, but we've just talked about it. And obviously, there's no motivation to videotape
it
it.
seems as rather underwhelming. Okay, those
I
are
mean,
the
I think
items
there's
that I
gonna be
had.
some pushback on that, but
Do you have any questions for me?
what time is What time does the polls open on?
7, 8
7 AM?
for you,
And
8 o'clock for everyone else.
for everybody else? And town meeting is the next day,
That's correct.
At
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock, okay, and that's gonna be at the school, but it'll be on notice everywhere, so
Correct.
we'll all know where it's going. Yeah, no, I think we're fine.
And we'll have a selectmen's meeting that morning, right?
During ballot voting.
During ballot
Tuesday.
voting.
Tuesday.
Ballot voting on Tuesday,
Yeah.
okay.
And do you vote during the, yeah, that's an all-day affair.
Yes.
Yeah,
We have enough leeway in the schedule that one of the other of us can pop out and grab a quick sandwich or whatever and come back and keep
we
it
have to have
covered.
at least one selectman there all day.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll be covered, and I'll be there again.
I
I'll be
mean, the
glad.
police might not show up after my dressing down and stuff.
Well.
That's what they do.
Okay, and I will extend a personal invitation to you for candidates night with the Tufton Borough Association on the 1st of March,
March
at
1st.
7 o'clock at the library.
Alright, let's see if I can fit that into my busy schedule.
What time, Steve?
At 7,
And are you gonna videotape that?
it depends. I don't know the answer at
There are
this
quite a
point.
few candidates, I just noticed there's a,
There's only 2 for selectmen,
no, I know, there's 2 for the road agent, there's
2 for tax collector.
2 for tax collector. Did we get any, I guess we'll talk about that in a while, but we still need 2 for the budget committee, I believe.
I haven't seen the official tally, I've only been told.
Did you hear?
Yeah, there were 2, I believe, for the full-time, for the 3-year positions. I haven't heard anybody for the 1 year.
Okay. Oh, so we might need 3 appointments. So we
I believe so.
Okay, thank you very
Great,
much.
thanks.
Thank
Steve.
you.
Have a wonderful day. Please give my regards and love to Linda.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Okay. The next item for discussion is warrant articles. Yeah. If we can move ahead to Article, is it 11?
10?
Yeah, Article 10. I had a series of emails with a member of the Budget Committee, not John Hunt. And during those emails, because we've got a 3-3 tie going from the Budget Committee, which throws us, if it's voted for the 300,000, might throw us into the 10% rule
Right.
issue. If that passes and the Pop Whalen passes for 250, we're definitely in the 10% rule.
Right.
At which point our general operating budget starts getting impacted. So that weighed into it. I'm just presenting this as my position. You guys can say yea or nay. I looked at it and thought, we can't go to a town meeting with a 3-3 vote from the budget committee.
Right.
We need more consensus. So, and on top of that, as I said in one email or conversation, maybe having a police station, Union Wharf, and a solar project all in 1 year is too much for a part-time select board. Just thinking outside the box. So how do we get more participation by the budget committee? And the resistance that I was hearing the other night was, it's not fleshed out enough, even though you've got proposals, et cetera. So the way I wrote this proposed other warrant article is to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $30,000 for the permitting, engineering, and design of a 100 kW solar electric generation facility. So that does 2 things. One, it gives us some capital to work with so that we can get more of the design done, more of the, and actually the permitting. The permitting is important with DES because now I find there's an additional 10% rebate for building these things at a brownfield site. So we need to have our land landfill closure, looked at, make sure all those qualifications have been met, which I'm sure they have. And then talk to DES about whether or not that's considered a brownfield, and I think it is. So that could enable us to get another 10%. Looking harder into the rebate, it's gonna come back the year after you build it. I can't see how it's not gonna do that, because my understanding going in was it would be just like the ARPA or any of these other grants that we've gotten. But now we're finding that the accountants of the world have decided it should go through the IRS. So we can't really file with the IRS until after the project's done. So your revenue's coming in later, it's coming in next year, right? So you can't really add the revenue onto or subtract it from the warrant article. But they haven't promulgated the rules on that either. So a lot of stuff has to happen to make it a lot clearer, I think, to get those extra 2 votes or whatever.
Mhm.
We're, you know, if we go in with a, you know, what, 5 to 1, 6 to 1, that's a lot easier to work with, I think, than a split vote like we have here.
Sure.
The other thing that this does, not to monopolize the conversation, but I seem to be there, is it does all of a sudden work our tax increase down to, I have it here somewhere. Do you still have that, Keely? Yeah. Okay, so what that does is it drops the total increase of expenses after revenues to 254,000 from 524,000. So it's a 6.9% increase. So we're looking at a tax change of 12 cents. It goes from estimated 204 to 216. That's without the Pop Whalen. I'm having them prepare this sheet with the Pop Whalen separate, because that would push us to a 13% increase in the tax rate.
Uh-huh.
And I think that should be made known to the voters.
Right.
Well, it will be.
Right, so we're going from $3,650,617 in 22 to $3,904,960 in 23. So pretty small increase, given the,
All things considered.
yeah, given the inflationary things that have gone on. So,
I'll move to accept your article as written.
Second.
okay, any more discussion?
No, I think you've explained it very well, and I think at the end of the day, that'll put us in a better position to build this,
Yeah, and also will give us another year to
flesh it out.
flush it out, because there's a lot more information I think that we can gain. All those in favor?
Aye.
Lastly, I'll do it after the vote, is if we can get this article passed, now all of a sudden we've gotten buy-in from the voters. I think that will make it a lot easier to satisfy, for instance, Gary's need for us to get a firmer price. And now we've got all of this that have been done, we've actually spent money, the voters are willing to spend money on the project. So, give us your best shot.
Do we need to vote to rescind the previously voted on warrant article?
I think,
Just rewrite it.
yeah, I think
They're
we,
not finalized.
yeah, right. I think this replaces that, so that was Article 10, so now Article 10 no longer.
As long as our intent is understood.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did anything else change on here? We've got the petition warrant article,
You gotta vote on that.
I'm sorry?
You have to vote on that.
Right. And that's Article 19, which is the last article. To see if the town of Tuckamore will vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $250,000 for the purpose of providing capital contribution towards the renovation of the Pop Whalen Ice and Arts Center. Okay, in 1989, Tuftonboro provided Wolfboro with a capital contribution that was 12% of the initial arena construction cost of $250,000. Cost. 250 is 3.6% of the construction cost of the new facility. That's very misleading, but at any rate, that's the petition warrant article. I know we've discussed it in the past. I'm gonna make a motion that we do not support the warrant article.
I'll second that.
Any more discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
So we're rejecting this warrant article out of hand. Mr. Chairman, so we've just made 2 changes to the warrant from last week. I don't remember that there were any other articles that were up in the air.
We, all the monetary articles voted on
Yep.
at our last meeting. You addressed the 3-3 tie. Now you've addressed the petition warrant article, which is the money article. I will still probably, obviously we'll be discussing it before we do our final vote tomorrow night, but.
Yeah. Okay, and also, while Kathy's here, or Cam, you're both here. I think Article 19 has to be Article 15.
Make it 15?
Yeah, and we'll make the operating budget 16, because we need to keep the monetary articles together.
Okay.
So you wanna put the,
So I wanna go from the $52,000 fire suppression system to the petition warrant article to the operating budget.
so you want the operating under the petition one?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll have to check on that. I thought petition ones had to be at the bottom, but I'm not
I believe so.
Yeah.
sure. Am I right, guys?
I don't think so, but
No? Okay.
Okay, well, just, that would be-
traditionally, we
Yeah.
put them there, but
I think it would be
Okay.
my preference if we could.
Okay.
The other board members can state their preferences,
No,
fine.
that's fine.
I'd like to
It's a
have
great
more voters
idea.
there.
It's a great idea.
So just to be
Yeah,
clear,
we need that last one, the 20th article, mandatory attendance
Attendance.
or no driver's license in both places.
so to be clear, we're switching Article 19 and 15.
To be clear, Kathy's gonna check to make sure it doesn't
That
have
it
to be
can-
the
okay.
last one, but I'd like to have it the last
We'd
one.
like the operating budget to be last,
Right.
and then not last before,
The last of the monetary
Right.
articles is the operating budget.
Okay.
So, excuse me, Mr. Chairman, just so I'm clear, Article 15 will be Pop Whalen?
That's my thought, but you may find that Kathy finds out that it has to be the last one on the list.
All right.
I
So
don't
we'll let you know tomorrow. as soon
But
as-
the last money article will still be the budget, which will be 16,
Right.
where it stands right now.
Right.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Because that's the only one. So we'll review Article 10, and then the petition warrant article, and then the total budget, I guess.
operating.
And then I guess you can open your public hearing
Mhm.
and go from there.
But we do those after the hearing.
Hmm?
You have the hearing is ended, then we go into a regular meeting, we do our formal votes on all the warrant articles and the final budget number.
It's your deal. I'm happy with whatever you
We've been
do.
doing it for years, it was done that way before me.
I'm not usually one to accept, we've always done it that way as the gospel. So just be advised.
All right. So we're good on the warrant?
So,
Good, good, good.
Are
And,
we good on the revenues?
6:30?
yeah, I think, so. Was there,
6:30?
There's no changes to the
Just
took the
revenues?
name.
Thought there
Yeah,
was.
all right.
Tomorrow night,
Good,
6:30?
I thought we took off the
Yeah.
The couple of 50,000 that I put in by mistake.
Have to look at the paper, I can't even remember now.
You took out the 90, which was important.
I took the 90 out, yes.
Okay.
So you have to re-vote on your revenue. So that I can put it up, unless you wanna wait till later, whatever.
Yeah, I don't think, the budget committee doesn't vote on the revenue.
No,
So
it's
why
for
don't
me
we-
to put it up to the
Why
board.
don't we wait until all this warrant stuff is done? And then next meeting next Monday?
Should be, second Monday.
Yeah.
9
Vote on
o'clock.
the revenue next Monday?
9 o'clock.
So you'll send it up to them next Monday? And
Is
you're
that
gonna wait
okay?
for them to get back to us in time to create the,
Does it all have to go as a package?
well, yeah, I have to, the next step is for them to preview them. And once they preview them, they'll start writing me little notes that they don't like this, they don't like this, they don't like that, or whatever. And then once they say looks okay, then they do the final okay. And then she can do her ballots and
All right.
put the warrant out.
Any reason we can't do it, just to get it out of the way?
I'm just worried about holding it up. Because it's what's, if you wait till Monday, that's what,
I mean, we can,
13?
Yep.
the only reason I wanted to wait is to make sure it was accurate, but if it
Okay,
doesn't-
that works,
It
that
doesn't
works.
matter. We
No,
can
that's
vote
fine.
now.
No, that's fine.
You know, I just,
Just everybody review them and see if you have any questions, if you want to make sure they're accurate.
yeah. Yeah, I think that's fine. Okay. Anything else for our friend Catherine?
6:30.
Are you gonna, do you think you need to help me out explaining the numbers?
I don't know, do you want?
I haven't seen them. I haven't
Oh.
seen your spreadsheet.
She gave them to you guys,
Okay, which numbers are we looking
What
at?
numbers do you want?
for that sheet, for that information. Did she not give it to you?
No, I didn't, because it's in the signature file.
Ah.
Okay,
All right, we're going a little out of order here.
well, the signature file's next, but are we done with the warrant articles?
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're on to the signature.
That'd be my idea.
Unless Gordon's got.
Just one question, because I'm gonna leave after this. $30,000 is this new warrant, is a new article, and the petition warrant article is for $250,000.
Yes.
No other changes in the existing articles. Because I make up this little cheat sheet that I hand out to members, well, I'll have enough printed up so people can pick one up and they want to look at it. It just gives last year's, this year's percentage of increase, and then we'll have with the total budget with the increase, with the warrants, and that's
Right.
about it, so.
So we're doing a sheet like this, which is maybe a little simpler, but it does take into account the revenues, because those changed from 1,755,000 last year to 2 million.
This one does not anticipate revenues, so.
Right.
just leave it. I'll put that.
It gets it a little more accurate on the tax
Mhm.
impact, that's all.
And the only other thing is look at this material in the morning, do some new printouts and stuff.
I hope so.
I hope so.
Okay.
Yeah, we should let Jane know that this,
She's waiting on it, yeah. And we already got calls from Jackie that we were supposed to have all this ready for tonight, because it's 24 hours before his public hearing, but I don't remember that having to be.
we're all ready.
No, she meant as far as have it printed out.
Have it printed
So
out.
the public could have it tonight, and I'm like, can't do it. Is there a rule we have to do 24 hours? Is there a rule for the budget committee to have all the paperwork ready 24 hours before?
My house, my rules, no rule.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
See,
There's
Thanks,
a-
Gordon.
You know, there's a
Yes, sir.
7-day window too, so if there's an
Yeah.
issue, you can always make it happen.
I'm
just gonna
step up
So-
you have questions on that.
Okay, last Monday we had a meeting with the phone guy,
What,
Yeah.
Wayne from Teletechniques.
what's that got to do with the signature file?
I'm getting,
Because the contract's
Let's get
there.
in
Oh,
we're
okay,
getting there.
all right,
Because it may involve a signature.
okay.
So we had a meeting with the phone guy
Yeah.
to start to design and plan out the transition from our old phone system to our new phone system, which is VoIP, Voice over Internet Protocol.
Okay.
And through testing that was done here on site at the time, we were able to determine that our internet access is not capable of supporting VoIP. It's too slow. It's a dog.
But,
However, apparently, we can subscribe to our own fiber, because they have it at the fire station, and apparently fiber comes down here enough that we can grab it. We can subscribe to 200 by 200 fiber-based internet and replace the existing cable internet that we have. And that fee alone cost us $30 a month? More
it's,
than what we're all
Well-
paying now?
no, less.
It's $40.
$40 a month?
$40.04.
And then after you take the telephone lines that we take from copper lines and convert them into lines that go over VoIP, we actually end up saving money.
Because we don't have to use we don't have to use,
Consolidated.
consolidated,
lines.
long-term, so you end up
Saving $12.
saving $255. It went up. But I thought you guys spoke with Tom Sawyer afterwards, and he said your speed was
He
good.
said the speed was good.
I did talk to Tom
Yeah.
the next day, and
I'm just checking.
he tested it, and he didn't get a whole hell of a lot better than what we had tested. What's his
Okay.
response here? I could look it up.
So
At the police station, he was able to get 100 down, 10 up, but over here, he was not still.
Oh,
Oh, I didn't
For whatever
realize
reason.
that, yeah.
They should have internet anyway.
Yeah,
So who are we getting this fiber from?
consolidated,
Same company?
same company. And it is it's a 200 by 200 fiber-based internet.
And they're gonna charge us less? How's that work?
We're gonna end up taking some of our copper phone lines that we have, that we're paying $40 a month for, and converting those into internet-based phone lines, which are pennies, 50, what do you say, 50 cents a line? Something like that. So that's gonna offset any overage. So at the end of the day, we're saving money, but we have to take this step first in order to
We don't have good
bring the
enough,
line in.
you don't have good enough internet, according to this gentleman.
Right.
Okay.
So, what I'm proposing is that we sign a 3-year contract with Consolidated to give us 200 by 200 internet into this building.
And we have to do a 3-year, they don't do any less than?
They do less, but it costs more.
Cause I just don't wanna run up against whatever sort of broadband we get.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna be an issue. There may be a 1-year overlap, but I
Okay.
don't think that's anything that we need to lose any sleep over.
Okay, I'll look at, somebody make a motion.
I'll move that we sign a contract with Consolidated for 200 by 200 internet fiber to replace our existing internet services.
I'll second.
Okay, let's get some discussion, you wanna,
Comment.
okay.
Look at all the trouble that technology causes us.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Yeah,
We're embedded.
any other sage comments?
But this will save us too, right? That the internet goes down, the phones don't go down or something like that, because it's on the fiber.
I don't have any faith that Consolidated Fiber's any better than their other. At any rate. All those in favor?
Aye.
Well, it requires one signature. So it's 2, 6. See if it's any. God. CC I wrote.
Is all that just for the fiber?
You should see you should see the stack of consolidated forms that I have to sign for the county. It's gotta be 200 pages.
Wow. Yeah, I'm gonna say 255 is if we
I don't
lose
see this.
everything he says we're
I
gonna.
don't see a signature needed here.
Oh, okay, I just saw the highlighting and just assumed. Never do that.
Better too much than not enough.
Okay, I think that's it.
Here's the rest of your file.
And also in the signature file, I've got a,
You get those to Wayne. You'll get those to Wayne.
I
You'll
will.
get those to
Okay.
Wayne.
I'm all set?
I think so. Thank you very much.
Okay,
I'm
thanks.
back Wednesday.
See
I'm
you
back
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
See,
Well, I gotta do it, so I'll do what I have to do and send it to you.
to me, okay.
And then you can give it to Jimmy. Thanks.
so I've got an application for current use for, 50 Mountain Road, I guess is their,
71-2-2.
Which end is that?
I believe it's right near the Willand Road.
71 2-2. It is on the Woodland Road.
Mm-hmm.
And so we'll have to have the calculation redone next year, just make sure if we approve this, then the amount of additional tax assessment for the Woodland Road upgrade is gonna have to be changed, because this goes into current use, then,
Oh, it reduces their amount.
yeah.
It alters the amount for everybody else
I-
too.
Yeah, everybody else.
And
is-
there's two
Yeah.
properties for the same, two different applications, but the same person.
71, okay, so it's the
Well, that'll raise some, rustle some feathers in the
Ire
air.
will be.
Okay, so this is 2 lots for Hodson. I've got, I mean, it seems as though it all qualifies.
Rod has seen all of those applications, by the
Yeah.
way.
I think they exempted out the 3.63 acres for their house.
Does, I'm trying to think this through. Do you need a motion before we can discuss this?
Sure, I'll make a motion that we approve.
I'll second.
Now I can
Okay.
talk about it.
This is changing that tax
Calculation,
calculation
yeah,
for the neighbors.
right.
That's not really fair to the neighbors.
I'm not sure they're thinking about fairness, Bob.
Well, it's not fair to the neighbors.
It's perfectly legal as well within his rights to put property in current use.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure what the effect will be. But I also am not sure there's anything we could do about
That
it.
was my next question.
Yeah.
can we hold him to the amount that he's agreed to pave?
I don't know, we could run it by Laura. I mean, they all signed off on the agreement, so.
Right, so that's what I'm saying, is he agreed to pay a certain amount, and that money was, of the portion that everybody else was assigned to pay, essentially. This is changing the amount.
Well,
I'm not sure that it does.
I'm not either, cause I think, as I remember, the calculation had to do with feet of road frontage and the overall value.
What this may do, though, is even if his contribution remains the same, this may offset it in his taxes.
Well, it definitely would do that.
And so, we don't know, but
Yeah.
he's well within his rights and certainly legal to put his property in current use, there's no question in my mind.
Well, I don't think we can keep him from doing it.
No?
We just have to address the road upgrade, which they were not in favor of, as I remember. But
Well, the majority of them were, so, no, the town, they weren't. It was voted on by warrant article, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yes, so the,
Right, but it wouldn't have become a warrant article without agreement by the property owners.
right.
So they drove that a little bit.
I guess I would like to know if this changes that agreement. Before I can vote on it.
Well, no, I don't think no, but you have to vote on it. You can vote no,
Mm-hmm.
but you can't prevent him from putting his land in current use. Those are two different transactions that happen.
It's all done by state statute.
And yeah, I mean, I don't think there's anything in there that can tell us that we can,
You know the mechanics of this more than I do.
I just don't know what the end result is on who pays what.
I guess I should say that I can't vote favorably for it without knowing if it changes the contribution.
All right, let's hold it off for a week, we can wait, and I'll see what I can figure out between now and then. I'll sit down on, well, maybe I can get it done tomorrow, but we'll definitely have it by Monday, so let's vote on it Monday. Cause I want you to be comfortable with your vote. We've got
So are we taking all four of them out?
no,
Okay.
cause these aren't on Will land. No, this is 22.75 acres. Lot map 50, lot 2017,
Mm-hmm.
Eaglemere Road. So we're taking 18, so he's got 18.75 in current use. And he wants to take a half an acre out. That's what it reads. So he'll have 18.18 to an acre. So the assessment is, the tax change will be $10,000. Wow. Really?
$10,000 evaluation? Or,
Land use change tax due, no, it's not valuation, this is a penalty for, it's got $100,000 value.
Right.
Full market value at the time of change. So they're gonna owe $10,000 in land use change tax if we sign this, and they actually do it. So they'll do it looking for a partial release.
well, that's what they want.
That's how it works.
Okay.
So moved.
Second?
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And
corrected one
This is a corrected,
for a book and page correction.
so there's no change. It is just the book and page that's changing in this one.
Mm-hmm.
It's, map 27, lot 1-7. Government with highway.
Motion to sign.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
2, 6. Okay, so there's only one signature on this one. And we've got a veterans exemption for a 100% disabled honorable discharge from some service. I don't know what.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
And all the paperwork's in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. So when I come in tomorrow, I'll look at that tax thing.
Okay.
Is Jackie in tomorrow?
Yes,
Thanks.
till noon.
I'll have to make it before noon. Got our appointments are done. Yeah, did you all look at the petition warrant articles? You're all set with that? Did you wanna review the names, or is there anybody you wanna call? I don't know. It is. Correspondence, we've got Board of Adjustment. For a appeal. And the Tupperware Free Library accounting, their budget. I had asked Dennis to come in quarterly or maybe every 6 months or something, but we, put a face to the library, and hopefully he'll come in. We've gotten letters from all of the agricultural commissioners.
Not all.
Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of them resigning.
Are they just resignation letters, or are they recommendations, or anything informative?
No, they feel like the town garden can run itself.
Well, I doubt that.
Yeah, they can't. There has to be somebody.
Yeah.
And I think they want Jackie to do it, or Cammy, but Cammy said she won't do it, so
Jackie may not be available, huh?
Jackie's not doing it either.
Jackie's not doing it either, so. Let's put that on our, town meeting agenda. A talk about the agricultural,
Other
or
business.
the
At the end of the
public
meeting.
garden. Sorry? Yeah.
Yeah, when we come to the other business part,
Yeah. A letter from Senator, or to Senator Bradley from the chief. And this is the response on the driveway. I don't know how they're gonna fix it, doesn't make any sense. Tommy Fave passed a course in Beeson. This is some more permitting on the Cops Pond Dam and a dredge and fill on
Cow Island.
Cow
Yeah.
Island.
Right.
Oh yeah, this is the one I read. There's no,
They don't own the bottom of the lake.
yeah, and DS isn't there. So, we don't care. Nothing there. Alright, selectmen's updates.
My update was the phone.
Okay.
I updated that I met with Dennis, of course, about that stone chair.
Right.
Answered a couple simple questions on where to find information on the town website. And then, lo and behold, today I stumbled in it myself. So I do think we need to look at that at some point in time in the future here, and see if we can clean it up a bit, make it a little more user-friendly from both ends. And but other than that,
Well, didn't we have a discussion a little while ago about the website and how it's constructed? I thought somebody brought that up.
a citizen came in and had some concerns with it.
Right.
We get through town meeting, get things settled down a little bit, I think we should investigate how to clean it up, or maybe do a new one, I don't know yet. We'll see.
Okay.
Other than that, I don't have a lot.
All right, I worked on the warrant, as you can see.
Mhm.
I did talk to Tyler Phillips. Did I bring that up the last meeting?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so we have come to an agreement with the Attorney General's office about the ownership of the bottom of the lake around Pier 19 or Union Wharf, and they are going to accept our public benefit as the owner, our
Contribution?
contribution.
Oh,
So,
isn't that refreshing?
So we don't have to pay them off.
I'm sorry,
We don't have to pay them off.
we're not going to pay. I told them we weren't going to do it. So, it's been there for over 100 years. And I said, I don't want to even talk about underneath the actual wharf that exists now, because we'll take that all the way to the Supreme Court if we have to. That's been, I mean, when I see it on an 1860 map, I know it's been there for a while.
Yeah.
But that said, I didn't really want to get into a big pissing match with them, because we're gonna have to deal with them at the transfer station. We're gonna have to deal with them in a couple of different
Sure, we got a
places.
whole bunch of stuff coming.
And we've got, if there's an additional 10% for being at a brownfields. I mean, I did a brownfields in Rochester back in the 90s, and they can be pretty, they're not honest brokers sometimes. So we need to keep them a little bit on our good side as far as negotiations are concerned. After spending $500,000 to reclaim a brownfields, 2 years later when I went to sell it, they said, "Oh, we want to revisit this." And I said, "No, you don't get to revisit it. We went through that whole process. You signed off, I signed off." Yeah, so. But we have that to, 10%, you could be looking at another 30 grand, so that might be worth it to proceed.
Yeah, never hurts.
There's $100,000 sitting there primarily for, it's a public access grant which would cover the boat launch primarily at Union Wharf. But as Tyler so aptly put it, when you launch your boat, you gotta be able to tie it to something while you park your car. So it has to involve some sort of boat parking as well. So we're exploring getting that ball rolling. It's the governor's office and the governor and the council, governor's council, know this project's coming forward in the next couple of weeks. So everybody's on board that it's coming up. And Tyler's gonna let me know when that particular council meeting is. And if one or all of us, well, it can't be all of us, but one of us should go, maybe, I don't know.
I would love to just see how the process works in person myself.
Likewise.
And
Yeah, we'd all, very interesting.
I
Love to
can
see how sausage is made.
Yeah.
It's, yeah, and if we can do it, let's make it happen. So he's gonna let us know when that's gonna go down. I did have a discussion with Kathy. We have 2 candidates for the road agent now, first time in a while. Her concern was the budget, and my feeling is that we set the budget premised upon the expenses as they are incurred under the current road agent.
Historical
If
data.
somebody else comes in and wins the election, they don't get to change the budget.
No.
They can change it in 2024. But that said, and I might not be here, I might lose. If that happens, you need to get, and we have them all on file here, his hourly rates for all of his equipment, there's man and trucks and all that
Right.
stuff. So what does he charge us for an excavator and an operator? That's the bottom, that's the baseline. So when you're talking to a replacement road agent, if someone happens to win the election, you need to be prepared to start the negotiation from that level. Because having withstood this current budget committee this year, not gonna be any better next year. And if you're looking at a 60% increase in road agent costs next year, you're gonna have a struggle.
There's gonna be some splaining to do.
Yeah, and I don't know that it's gonna happen. So, and I would hope that, but it won't happen, but I would hope that whatever candidate would come in and look for those references so that they know what it's gonna cost to do this thing.
Sure.
I mean, a lot of the information that people are making decisions upon is just apocryphal, it's just coming out of the air somewhere. You know, the road agent just sends us a bill and we pay it, it doesn't, you know, there's no accountability, and that's not true at all. I mean, it's not a blank check to the road agent for whatever they wanna do. So, that's an area I think of concern that I have going forward. The other elections, I think, are just the other elections that we have. Those are more statutorily driven, like the tax collector. You know, if that were to change hands, that's gonna, we don't have a lot to say about managing that department, because it's an elected official. But you're gonna run into a question about the health insurance in that particular setting, which was an arrangement made with the current tax collector many, many years ago. And how do you wanna go forward? There is no precedent when it comes to elected officials. Jen,
Negotiated her deal, so to speak.
but she pays for it.
Yes.
If you want, I buy my dental from the town, but I pay for it. And all elected officials, we've made a policy about that, can purchase insurance through the town if they
Right.
wanna spend the money. So, these are just things that are cropping up as we move forward. The solar, the wharf, what else did I do? That's it. I took the weight for the board because I am up for election. The police chief did need to get screamed at, and I did scream at him, so that you would not have to. But I'm very, 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 very tired of that particular issue being worded so improperly. You know, I'm not in favor of changing employee manual practices,
Right?
but it's gonna happen. But I thought you made it clear, and I thought I had made it clear, that it was only the 2 salaried individuals.
Right.
I agree. Thought we made that quite clear.
Yeah.
But this kind of thing. And this is not the first time we've had this issue with him
No,
on social
not at
media.
all.
You just can't do that. It's just-
Not at all, and it almost is like having children, in that they're constantly testing you because they don't think you can remember anything because you're so old.
Right.
I remember what we discussed. I may not be in agreement, but the board voted
Yes.
in one direction. So if that's the way the board wants to go, that's what we're gonna defend. So just so we know that.
Yeah.
Anything else before the?
Just the Class 6 road
Oh, yeah.
policy.
Yeah,
That's just a draft. Again, that was presented by our planning board chair,
yeah,
who got a policy from another town. I took the policy and modified it to fit Tufton Borough.
where are we?
And frankly, I'm pretty sure that we don't already have a document similar to this.
Well,
I
most
think
of
we would
it
just
that I
review-
found is statutory
Yeah,
anyway.
Right out of the RSA.
Right out of the
So
RSAs.
yeah.
it isn't as if we really are at a loss if we don't have.
No, and this is a guideline that addresses the specific RSA questions and how we're gonna handle it. I think it spells it out for any applicants, so the applicant doesn't have to go digging through the RSAs. We've got something that, if they're interested in building on a Class 6 road, here's the policy. It's very simple reading, it's 4 pages. And Candy sent it off to our attorney, who reviewed it, made a couple of suggestions.
Right.
I'm happy to incorporate that into this document if that's what, if you two wish to go down this road and have a policy, I think this is a good start. And
Okay.
It's my opinion that we should have a written policy.
Okay, I guess if we wanna get into my philosophy about policies, just so we're right up front with each other, all of us know where we're standing. There is no policy that's been written for every occasion. That's what they have lawyers for. Let's find the line in this policy which is somehow not as clear as it should be and fit our client into that line so that they get what they want. The way it stands now, we're judging each case individually based on the RSAs as we understand them. So I guess what I would wanna do on this is I need to read it. I just skimmed it, Bob, I really,
That's fine.
cause I didn't know how much time and effort we needed to put into it. But if you wouldn't mind, I'd like to talk about it next Monday.
I'm not talking, I didn't bring this forward for a vote tonight. I just
Okay.
brought it forward so we could discuss it. Do we wanna go down this road?
Yeah.
If so, this is here's a good starting point.
Yeah,
That's all.
I mean, one of the
We're
things.
gonna run it through the planning board even, I think.
Yeah,
I think they should have a voice.
yeah, at least an opinion, we
Yeah.
don't need to, that's all they can give us. I mean, the limiting of number of building permits, that's a really slippery slope. I talked to Rod, our assessor, about that. They did that in Barnstead, but how many building permits are you gonna get on Class 6 roads annually, anyway? And you don't wanna limit building permits throughout the town, cause then you run into all kinds of issues.
Almost a moratorium.
Yeah,
No,
you
but
can't.
you gotta remember that there's already 2 now on this road.
Yeah. There's 2 building permits on a Class 6 road.
On the same Class 6 road.
Right.
So that's
You could.
a start.
I won't even bring that up. We mandated that road until the pit be upgraded
Exactly.
to maintain the ability to handle traffic.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a little different setting. And having, the other is upgrading. I guess I gotta talk about it next week, cause I'm not as clear as I should be. But the upgrading that is required of the class 6 road by the person wanting the building permit, we don't have any of that. If
That's
they
not-
wanna drive through a riverbed to get to their house, that's their issue.
Right.
Well,
Not really. We gotta ensure that there's, that emergency equipment can get there.
That can be waived.
That's the waiver.
Yes, that is the waiver.
Okay.
What I see, if I might, is that this document, or something very similar to it, would be of more use to the planning board than anyone.
But they don't have statutory authority.
I know that, but they might understand the statutes better if they had it, because, you know, just having a planning board stuffed with realtors really doesn't give me a good legal feeling.
There's nothing in here that's not in the RSA's.
That's right.
Right.
And
It just combines it all.
this just makes a document that makes it easier for everybody involved to understand that RSA.
No, and your point's taken there, Bob, I think it's a good point. I'm just not clear about enough to vote on anything here, but I wanna
Yeah,
do that.
but I'm not asking for a vote tonight.
Okay. So let's keep the discussion going on that. Next piece, before we leave,
Mhm.
there are at least 2, but maybe 3 openings on the budget committee.
Yes.
If nobody's filed, so it becomes an appointed position. So think about who you wanna appoint.
Well,
Because
there may be write-ins, we don't know yet.
there may be, if there aren't enough write-ins to accommodate for
Mhm.
3 positions, then this board needs to fill those 3 positions.
Right.
There was another one, I thought my sister signed up for cemetery.
Cemetery trustee?
Yeah,
That would be
but
good.
was there I didn't know if there was another board that was,
Supervisor of the checklist, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
oh yeah, supervisor of checklist, that's the other one. But Priscilla's, or not Priscilla,
Yes, that girl.
town clerk is working on that.
Jen Copeland.
Jen is working on that, but we do need a supervisor of the checklist. I should have brought that up with Brinzer, cause he's involved with that as well.
Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah, just send an email if you wouldn't mind, Cammy, to Steve Brinzer tomorrow and say the board forgot to mention that you need to get involved in a supervisor of the checklist.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a bad idea to post up the positions and candidates and blanks on the website either. Somebody might actually see it and say, oh, doesn't hurt. Let people know that.
Yeah, I think you just have to write that so that they understood that it's a write-in.
Right.
So they have to go out there and
Because
campaign.
because nobody was signed up for cemetery trustee the last time when I ran as a write-in to fill in the hole.
Right,
It can be done,
yeah.
so.
But, and that said, I mean, if you know somebody that you think would work on the budget committee,
Yeah,
then having, all you need is yourself and your wife to write you in, and you got 2 votes, so
Right.
maybe you'll win.
it's not out of the question.
I don't know.
I'll have to think.
If no one gets in, then the board has to appoint,
Right.
and
So
so.
then we have to find a candidate that's willing to be appointed.
That's right.
Right,
What happens if we don't have enough members? What do we need, 5?
no, you need to have a full board,
A full board.
you really do, yeah. Yeah, I could look up what the quorum is, but it really is important to have a full board, cause you never know, I mean, we're all getting older, but when somebody drops dead or gets sick or decides they have to move to Florida or whatever it is, you need a little depth.
Right.
So,
Okay.
alright, good.
Did you all say that you were going tomorrow night to the budget committee?
Yes.
We
Okay.
are, so we have to notice that meeting, right? Yeah, it's a budget hearing, but I guess we're gonna do the voting on, I don't know what Gordon was saying, voting afterwards on the warrant articles.
Have you heard anything from the town of Wolfboro, from the letter that we sent about,
Anything that would have been from the Board of Selectmen, you you'd hear about it from Cammy, cause she was really good about that. I haven't gotten any, I mean, I guess I got a couple of things from Tyler.
If I did, I would have emailed you, forwarded it to you.
Mhm.
I got a couple of things from Tyler that you may not have gotten, or maybe you did get them, but you didn't
Okay.
deal with it, but no, it's,
I looked at their town warrant, which was up, nothing. Minutes from their selectmen's meeting, I couldn't find the January 4th selectmen's meeting, so if they talked about it on January 4th, I don't know. But other than that, there's no mention.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, I see they're gonna do the pickleball thing there, I just don't understand. I don't understand what their motivations are, I don't understand what the resistance is with Tufton Borough. I don't, and
It's disappointing.
it is disappointing, but maybe it's, you know, I hate to self-direct, but maybe it's me and Linda Murray don't really see eye to eye on much, but, I mean, it's really not as if we're doing personal business.
No,
here.
it's nothing personal,
Yeah.
it's a town relationship.
Yep.
Yeah.
And, you know, understanding, and just to, you know, anybody watching this video, it wasn't the selectmen that took away the parking. It was done by a petitioned warrant article by the residents of Wolfboro, and it was voted.
Yeah, but a lot of it comes down to this second-class nature of Tufton Borough in the eyes of Wolfboro. Residents and
Mhm.
government, but residents, you know, and I don't know how you bridge that gap, I really don't. You know, it's,
I don't know.
yeah.
Well, we threw it out there.
Yeah, I think that we've done all we can. I think it's important, and we'll make sure you have tomorrow night, we'll make sure you have that tax breakdown on the warrant articles, so that you can actually compare the recommended articles and then adding the petition and see how it changes everything.
Yes,
Um,
very, very important.
Yeah, I don't think we missed anything. I think we're good. Wanted to hear from Jim. Ask Jim when his truck's coming in.
You can ask him Monday.
Is he coming Monday?
Mhm.
You think he'll make it?
Whoa. Should we start a pool?
Yeah, I don't know if
I'm
we're
I'm
allowed
not
to
really into gambling.
wager.
He was on the agenda for today and said that Monday would work better.
Okay.
So I said, okay.
Yeah,
It's a quasi-commitment.
kinda. All it needs to do is snow a little.
Right.
I'd make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, is next